Hello everyone, welcome back. In this video, we're going to run some methods that are part of lists. All right, so if I scroll all the way to the top, the first video about lists, I said that lists are objects of class called list, right? And such class has defined properties and methods. And the methods, if I scroll down, you can see the methods right here at the bottom. Right here, these are the methods that we're going to be discussing. So append is one of the methods, right? Another one is clear, all right, etc., etc. Another one is remove. There is one called reverse, sort, etc., etc., etc. All right, so these are the methods. And when we use the methods, we're going to use the dot notation, which means you're going to have an object name like, say, my list. Let's call it my underscore list. Then we're going to put a dot and then the method name. It could be append, then parentheses, then something to append to the list, another object that you're going to append to that list. So that is one example. And so let's do that. Let's go to the bottom where I have prepared some methods, and I'm going to do that on my list. So the first thing we're going to do is let's remember what was inside my list. So I print it, or I can just type my underscore list, and we have apple, banana, orange, pear, cherry, and blackberry, right? We have 6 objects, strings, that are inside my list, and my list is an object of type list. All right, so now I'm going to append. And at the beginning, in the previous video, if I go back, see, if I go all the way to the top, we were studying about what append does, and I did that with the help function. So by doing that, I learned that append will add an object to the end of my list. So let's find out if that's what we're going to do. So if I go to my next line that I'm going to run, is I'm going to get my object, which is my list, then dot, there's your dot notation, then the name of the method. A method is a function. Then within parentheses, remember always the parentheses, I'm going to put the parameters that I'm going to pass to that method append, so that it appends it to my list, to that object. So let's run that. It ran, and now let's print it. It runs to itself. Now let's print it. And indeed, we added strawberry to my list. Now, how about pop? So I don't know if I did help on pop. Let's see if I did. I did remove, which is way similar. Before I run pop, and you can test any of those methods now that you know about it. Let's do help. And then I'm going to say list pop. And so what it does is going to remove and return an item at index, and the default is going to be the last. So I could actually pop a specific item inside my list if I include my index, all right? But I'm not going to do that. First, I'm just going to pop by itself, just like that. So I'm going to put my cursor there, and I'm going to run the pop to my list, and it's returned, like it said here, return the item. So it's returned the item, the last thing in my list, which is strawberry. But now if I print my list, what am I going to see? I'm going to see everything except strawberry, because strawberry just got popped out of the list. So you can do this in certain algorithms when you're running stacks and you push and pop things on the stack, something that you can learn over time. For now, it's just important to learn about this property is all. So the length of my legs, the length we did before, so let's just do it again. I have 6, and before I had 6, then I added 1 for 7, and then I popped it out and I have 6 again, right? Let's try one more thing so we know what my list is. Let's do 1, and let's say my list, and then let's do pop again, but this time let's pop the banana, the second one, which is 0, 1, so it's going to be 1. I don't know if I need to type index 1 or just type 1. Let's try it just with 1. And it got it, banana. Banana was the second one, which is 0, 1. 1 is the second one because 0 is the first one. Now if I go and add another cell, I'm going to print my list. And what do I get? Apple, orange, pear, cherry, and blackberry. And banana is gone because I popped it. I took it out. Pop, it went out. And that terminology, by the way, comes from using stacks. So it's important to remember. So they can be very useful lists. It allows you to manage a collection of data. A collection of data that is separated by commas within the square brackets. And they can be very efficient, very useful. I'm sure you're going to come across a lot of lists. One of the biggest applications where you see lists a lot is in those for loops, which is in your homework, and I'll let you do that over there, where you can do a for loop. And you don't remember when I did in a previous video went over functions. In one of my functions, I actually had a for loop that was actually pulling things from the list one at a time. So that's another application, another area that you can explore further with lists. But with this, right now, you have a good introduction that I hope you're going to find it helpful. And then I'll talk to you later. In the next set of videos, I'll be covering other data structures. All right? I'll talk to you then. Take care.